Hello, that looks good. So can we hear us? 1, 2, 3.
Wait a minute.
Hello, that looks good. So can we hear us? 1, 2, 3. That looks and sounds very good. Very promising. Hey, Mahtab. How are you
Hi,
today?
Max. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another live coding with Flutter Explain.
Yeah.
I'm Mahtab.
And I'm Max.
Yeah.
Hey, Taha.
Hey, Taha.
How are you? Ah, here's the camera. Don't forget that.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Cool.
How are you doing?
Hey, Amish. Nice to see you again.
Hi. You guys are so active.
And you? So, a lot has changed since the last time again, and we have created a lot of stuff, so let's get right into it. So, of course, our app looks exactly the same like before, right?
Yes, we didn't change anything, but Max created an amazing design for our app for our next screen, and this is, I think, what we are going to implement today.
Yeah,
Is
so
this right?
exactly, that was the plan for today. Hey Jeff, nice to see you.
Hi.
So the idea was that we create a bit more around how we can set up everything. And currently our sliver has that white box on top. The problem is we generate at the moment with random pictures, a random picture for up here. So we have two options here. First, we take the picture that is here and just use it as an asset. That would solve one problem.
Yes.
But then we have it in the different screens here, maybe the same problem. As you can see, if we have a white background and we have white font or white icons on top, we can't see the icons. So I decided to have like additionally in the sliver app bar, and I think that should be possible, and we have to take a look how we can do that. The second thing is, and I don't know if we want to keep it like that or if we create a background for it, but as you can see in the add recipe screen, we have now this nice little bordered or rounded border box that contains a bit of our stuff or is more on top. Our stuff is more on top of it, but it will create more visualization. It will give us a bit more distinct view, and it looks exactly for our design here. It is not perfect, I know.
We are not a designer, but we are doing our best.
I give my best. By using stacks, exactly. So we have two options here. We can use a stack, or what we also could do is doing a bit more photo work and Photoshop work and put that on the background, so we don't have to use stack, and we are maybe a bit cheaper in the general. So we have these two options. The thing is, I think it could be a container that would be beneficial, because if we have a bigger screen, for example, we can just widen it and subtract like a certain space or something.
Yes.
And it would be dynamic, right, for every background that we have. And the cool thing is we can reuse it in different screens. So yeah, Mahtab is amazing by keeping me focused.
We can also do some chatting. I don't mind.
Yeah.
How are you doing today? Tell us what's going on.
It was fantastic with Taha the last time when we had live
What
stream
was
on
happening?
Saturdays. We started like talking about development, and I wanted to do something. In the end, we started to reinstall Android Studio. We worked on that, and it was fantastic. From each app bar, the border. Yeah, that is absolutely true. I didn't even recognize, but yep, we can do that right away. And you can see at the moment I don't have created a component for that, which is actually not a good idea. But yeah, so with that, it looks a bit fancy. And I also, as you can see, I created a little gradient inside. So it's going down, and then we go into the picture, so it doesn't look too funky. Yeah. But this was my idea. So what do you think? Is that a good idea? Is that a good approach that we should take? Or
Do we want to have also a back button or the back file maybe on the left
The
side
back
or
arrow?
something? Back arrow?
Yeah.
I don't know.
We
It
can
does.
have that. I think that would be no problem at all, because we have that anyway. But I think we have to be mindful. I think Emish already said that he would like more swipeable, so that we can swipe back in the whole thing.
The swipe method, the swipe thingy is more in iOS,
Correct,
or
yes.
is it also in Android?
That would be
thing?
more an iOS thing, but
Yeah,
at the
okay.
end, it would be a good solution that we can create. I think that would be amazing. And yeah, so that was our idea at the moment. So you can see we did that for now for the categories and for the ad recipe. And yeah.
If you have any other idea which we can consider or any other suggestion, let us know. It would look nice with back button as we have plus button, and would fit easily and also look good. Yeah,
Okay.
we can also do it.
Yeah.
Maybe when we have a look in an app sliver, app bar from sliver, we can see what we have.
What we have and how we can solve that. Yep.
Yeah.
That sounds good. So, it will be so amazing. The Flutter Day.
Yeah.
Let's go.
No. I wanted that you just read the text from Taha, that everyone know what are you talking about.
Okay.
Yeah.
We are absolutely excited about the Flutter Days.
Are you streaming on that day?
I'm not sure, to be honest. I don't know.
Is it a Wednesday?
It is a Wednesday. No, I don't think so. I have to take a look. I don't know, to be honest. When is the Flutter Day actually?
Sorry.
So the Flutter Day is the 25th of June. We will be there actually, but I don't think that we are part of the live streaming, to be at least not official by the Flutter Day team. As far as I know.
I think the last 3 days, or from 25th of June.
Yeah, the 25th of June. So let's take a look which day it is.
Thursday.
Is it a Thursday?
Yeah,
perfect.
it's a Thursday and Friday.
Yeah, so at the moment there is nothing planned from our side, but we will have a look at least. And what we could maybe do, which could be beneficial, is like having a stream with an inside, like a moderation thing where we can talk and everything and make a QA maybe. But I don't think so. We don't know yet. And the hackathon is also in that area of time.
The weekend after that.
Is the weekend after that?
The week, yeah. And the weekend. Hack 20.
Hack 20 it is.
Flutter. Yeah.
Let's take that one.
Are you guys participate in both of them?
Yeah. 27th of June, so that would be the weekend and after that. Cool. Really looking forward. We have blocked everything in our calendars so far to see that. Good. Is there anything else? The hackathon, the Flutter Days, and there was...
You can also speak about other topics, Max. I don't mind.
Sorry, yeah.
No. I will be working, but I will try. Yes.
I think the work is the biggest problem to have in between. I have also a project that I will work on in that time. So yeah, let's see how it turns out. But I give my best. Okay. And I think we can anyway look at after that, right? Oh, hey, Corin.
Karen said, just wanted to comment that you are listed on a new site I'm working on. Wow, I think we saw that. I think
we saw that. It was flutterstreams.com, I think.
It's so
amazing
when you see your video or your stuff on somewhere else. It's just...
And the wicked thing is that it's also taking our new videos and everything. So we were absolutely stunned when we saw that. So amazing work, guys. Really, it was fantastic.
We can also see
all the other people
and streams
and videos and whatever. So it's just amazing, Flutter. Really.
Thank you, great work. Thank you.
The only problem that I currently have is I always enter flutterstream.com instead of Flutter Streams. But yeah, you can't have everything.
Is there another website there?
I don't know what website this is. It is a MailChimp website, which is fair enough, but doesn't help.
What is the website that you... Flutter Streams.
Yeah, because it has an S at the end. But it's fantastic
all widget.
Still.
I think it's part of all. It's all widget.
Yes, exactly. It is done by the same community.
If you're going to the It's All Widgets, there, I think on the top,
is it not
you
down
can
here
see.
Even? It's all widgets. You see here.
Yeah.
And you can see who is the community. And I think Corin, you are one of the community members, right? If I'm right. So. Fantastic work. Thanks so much for everything, for all your hard work.
Great.
Yeah. Amazing. Really. It's just fantastic. I think there is also the podcast things that, yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
So, Mahtab.
Let's get started.
Right. So I get again into all the places that I'm excited in. So, but as we can see, we want to have that ad bar. And now let's think about how we can do that. First of all, I want to open up again the documentation about the Sliver app bar. So that is here. And now here in the Sliver app bar, we should have the flexible space. And the flexible space is that big space that we have in between on the top, right? So whenever we move in our app, here we are. So if we scroll, you can see that image here at the moment is our flexible space, if I remember that right. Let's go to the home screen. I think here it is. The material page route, that is the add recipe screen. And that is an app bar. Inside of the scaffold at the moment.
Hey, sorry to disturb you again, but I had a doubt about add in-app purchase my app. Okay.
I had a doubt. Okay, why did you have a doubt? The only problem that you have to be aware of is that Google will not be happy if you try to have a third-party library or something. So. Oh, your 8th app? Nice.
You publish 8 apps till now?
Yeah.
Wow, great.
You can see how fast Flutter makes your development process, right? It's amazing.
Are all apps in Flutter, Hamish? Or are they maybe, I don't know, iOS or Android apps?
Yeah, in the meantime, I'll just check out the app bar. So I'm a bit confused. Did we really create an app bar?
I thought actually, that was a
sliver here inside. Last recipe card, single child scroll view.
Amazing, it's great work. Yeah, all apps in Flutter.
Cool. Did you also publish it on It's All Widgets? I think as soon as you have them in the Google Play Store, you can also publish them in the It's All Widgets website. And there you get then the traction and people can follow you and take a look into your applications. And I don't know how to... you can submit it up here. And then you can enter everything. And then at the end, you get like a more general feedback from all the Flutter devs that are existent because they really like that website here. And it's just crazy how much very good applications are inside. But also applications that are not made by a professional team are inside where just one developer is inside. As you can see here, for example, the Flutter icon finder or something. Of course, he is a professional developer behind it. It's not what I said, but it's amazing, yeah. Yeah, I also retweeted it, I think, Corinne. So I'm absolutely active. I follow everything that you all write in the Flutter community.
You tweeted out, yeah.
Okay. Still, I don't remember anymore where we had all that stuff. I thought
we had the recipe screen services.
We have the categories down here. That is the category card, I assume. So that is the entry. So this is this scrollable widget to the right here.
Yes.
That is good.
And
so then we have the size boxes where we have a list view. Oh, do we have actually a sliver?
That was the first thing what we created. Oh?
Is that the right app?
It's a good question. I'm just
save recipe. This is the wrong app. Okay, that makes sense. So that is the complete wrong project. Amazing.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because the other project that I actually search is the I think there are some debug parts in these monetization packages. So if you go to pub.dev, for example, yeah.
Tell also the question when you're talking about it.
Do you think? Okay.
I don't know.
No worries. That's all good. So if you have an in-app purchase, for example, inside of pub.dev, you find in-app purchase very quickly, I think. Yep, here we go. So it is exactly the second package, which is from the Flutter dev team. So it is a plugin from Flutter itself. Don't miss out that they upgrade these versions most likely soon to 1.0. But inside of here, you most likely will have also like a debug or demo that you can just use in your application without any worries that you get pushed somewhere. So you have to verify purchase, deliver purchase. You can check the different platforms that you are on, and then you can just say that you want to complete the purchase. And with that, you have the possibility to add your purchasable items in your applications to the Google Store and iOS Store. And I think you have to anyway add that additionally to the store on the Google Play Store. So with that, you have a possibility to complete a purchase, to make the development. So down here, you find also how you can do all this stuff. And this could help you. I don't know, have you tried this in-app purchase plugin yet, Hamish? Oh, really? I'm not sure about that, to be honest. Till now I always publish my apps for free, but maybe I can take a look into it and then answer your question more deeply. I have no bigger ideas yet. Maybe someone in the chat has an idea and can help Amish. Yeah, but it could be that you, as soon as you press the button, for example, that it tries you to bring. Hey Daniel, how are you? It could be that it brings you right from the start. When you click or start the process, it requires you to be inside of a. Oh, good.
Yeah. Go.
Inside of a published mode of the app, and that's maybe the problem. But it will not give you problems by setting up everything. Or you don't have to have doubts, because in the worst stage, you can push everything to the Google Play Store in alpha phase or in beta phase, download everything from the Google Play Store, for example, and then try it out yourself before you publish the application. This is how I would recommend you to do it if there is no other way. Okay, and your repository is not
Save recipe.
Exactly, it's
without
save
S.
recipe. I remember
but
that
I
one.
thought actually we cloned it already. Or
it was
we
cloned,
had it.
but you see it has an S behind, so that's why I saw
Yeah.
it. So let's get this one, clone the repository. Thank you.
What's going on? Find the video.
We are always happy
Thank
that
you,
we can
yeah.
help you with all
We
the
hope that
different
we can
stuff.
help
Yeah,
you,
we
yeah.
hope at least, that's true. Okay, so what do we have here?
Does it look better now, Max?
Yeah, it looks much better, but as
Okay.
always, I have something to install somewhere, so I hope this will not take the whole day.
I think you should restart your Android Studio
Wow.
again
Yeah,
and
as always.
pop that.
I always think I'm so much prepared, but then at the end...
I thought the same. I also set up my computer and now I should install
What is
and update
that?
and do all this stuff here.
What?
What's going on?
There is a plugin that needs a license.
Okay.
I don't know why I've installed that even. Okay,
So now we
but
hope that we can,
finally we are there.
yeah, and hope we can find the sliver.
Yes, I think
close
so.
the
But this
package
looks a bit better, I
analysis.
think, in general. So we get some errors, that's
Camera, the
fine.
cluster is starting and
Flutter
it's-
daemon. I'm very sorry for that, because actually I was really prepared. I tried everything before we started up, but now... Okay, here we go. We get the dependencies, and with that we should be fine and ready to go. Yeah, another idea that I had, because I asked yesterday on YouTube who works with which operation system.
Yes,
This is just something that I can talk in the meantime.
about Windows, right?
Yeah, it's Windows, and by far it's like 60% or 70% of the people are using Windows. And
Probably makes sense.
yeah, but
We had
that
also
yeah,
Windows till I bought a Mac, and after that I could convince Max that the Mac is also good,
yeah.
and he changed to Mac. How about you guys? Do you use Windows or are you using also Mac?
Why is it not going away? So much hassle sometimes. Okay, look at that, a sliver app bar. Here we go.
Yes,
Yeah, here we are.
perfect.
Now I just have to connect the device.
We have a dashboard screen, and the dashboard screen it is, right?
Yes, but the problem is that right now I don't see the device.
I use Ubuntu.
Oh, Ubuntu
Wow.
is also perfect. Yeah, I find that also very useful. I have working at the moment with a, how do you call it, a virtual machine on
Yeah.
my Windows PC for that, because it makes more fun.
Daniel is using Windows, and Taha I use both often same time. And Jeff, I use both, but Mac is my primary because of iOS rendering. Yeah.
Okay, so we are
So
very
here
versatile.
we have
Perfect.
50-50
Everyone
actually.
works with everything.
Hamish, I do also use both.
Yeah, I think
Correct.
a Mac makes sense if whenever you want to have something with iOS, right? So if you work with both and you also want to deploy both, then you actually need it, right? There is no question about that.
Okay, Max.
Yes,
Could we find the?
We have now the sliver.
app
I
bar?
just tried to start the application with the Android Studio so that we have everything in place. And after that, we are ready to go, finally. Yeah, I think the same. The Mac is very comfortable to work with, but honestly, since I installed the Windows computer last week and everything put everything on it and everything, I'm pretty happy with the Windows machine again. So I miss it a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but still, yeah, it's good enough. So I always think that after a while, if you work on the Mac directly with the keyboard of the Mac, then it burns your fingers because it's getting hot.
Yeah. You get used to it and it's again.
Okay, finally we are here. We have our
Perfect.
things. Cool.
And we have our Sliver app bar, right?
Yes,
Amazing.
we have it here. So now in the Sliver app bar, we use the actions right away, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not sure, but I thought there would be also the option of having directly a different app bar inside. So we have a primary, we have shape, snap, text theme, title spacing, actions. No, not really. Interesting. So it has a title. Okay. So the Sliver app bar can have a title. That means when we want to have that gradient on the top part,
Mm-hmm.
we have to do it inside of the flexible space. So what we need to do is we have to use that space here and say that the first, like this part would have another container on top,
Okay.
which then has the black color with the gradient. That would be an option.
Okay.
Mhm.
Just one question.
Mhm.
When we are going to the net, this is something, this box, what we want to use here or what
Mhm.
we want to create here. We want to have it on different screen, right?
Yes.
And now at the moment we have just on our dashboard a Sliver app bar.
yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. So
And as far as I know, when we take a look into the screen here, we will have also in the future, just at the first and maybe the last screen, a Sliver app bar. But even here, we don't know yet what we want to display.
Yeah.
This is just a placeholder at the moment. So the idea is more to have the dashboard here,
Mhm.
the add recipe, the noodles category, and then want to display the different things.
okay.
Voila. Okay, but what I would say is for these here, for the add recipe and noodles category, we can use the scaffold with the basic app bar.
Mm-hmm.
And
The normal, the usual one, right?
Exactly, because it will make it easier to work with. And for that one, I would create now a stack inside of that, inside of the flexible space. So that would look
Okay.
more like we have then on top of here. As soon as we scroll, it would move up most likely, and it would make a layer on top of each other. Or what do you think?
How about if we use the app bar and the scaffold? Is it also possible, or it's gonna be?
Do we have a scaffold on top
We
of
have a
it? Oh, we
scaffold.
have.
But
the
what I'm
problem-
thinking is
the
that I
problem-
think it takes place on top of the
Exactly.
sliver. I don't know
Yes.
if the sliver is so clever that it can be.
But what we can do actually, and that is a very good idea, we could use the app bar itself and make it transparent. I don't know if it works, if they are layered on top of each other, or but that could be a solution for that
Yeah,
problem.
We can try it.
I know, but it's getting pushed down. I think that will not work like we expected to.
Yeah.
But we can try it and then we can see. So what I will do is I just take the whole the icon button. I think that is enough.
Yeah.
And put it inside of the. You tried it already?
No. Go for
okay.
it. I want to just understand the app bar.
Good. So
Sorry.
let's try it. So we have the actions. We put our icon action inside,
Mm-hmm.
and I keep that for now so that we don't miss anything. Yeah. And
Well,
now we
push
have
down,
this.
right?
Now it pushes down. But what I would like to try is to give that a background color
Mm-hmm.
that is
Colors.
colors.transparent for now.
Yeah.
And what we can see, it's getting grayish, right? So behind is nothing.
Nothing. Yeah.
And that is not so good, right? It wouldn't solve the problem.
Maybe by one message that got sent. Maybe.
Okay. I couldn't see it.
We can't see. So I am tapping the K. Okay.
Was it too large? I hope not. Okay, but this would be a solution. Yeah, it could work. But the problem is if I have a good designer.
Go for it.
Okay, you are taking care of that. Okay. If I would be a designer who cares, then I wouldn't like that solution, because if I do that, it looks completely different and it wouldn't solve the problem that we have. Right?
No, not really. You're right.
We have a designer who cares, of course, because I am the designer. So in that case, so I wouldn't like that.
Yeah.
And I would say we take that off, and we really have more to do inside of this sliver app bar.
Do we have also probably a bar or something like that inside of that?
We don't have one.
No?
Yeah, I checked that already. So there is unfortunately no app bar or something. But maybe we have.
So Hamish said we should use Stack, and before that he said, say, iOS Simulator make developing much faster and also doesn't make Mac fan run like rocket.
Oh, do you hear the fan again? I thought we were there a bit better, but it's standing very close to it. Or yours?
No, this is yours.
It's this one, yeah. I know exactly what you mean. I think that is also the benefit from a computer that stands on bottom. Yeah, but at the moment we have this flexible space bar down here, right? And I'm not sure if this flexible space, it just takes a widget. So what we could do is, when we have this flexible space bar, we have a background. Interesting.
We can probably put the flexible app, what was the name? Flexible thing?
The
flexible space bar in a stack.
So yeah, that would be an option, I think. I'm not sure if this one contains a child or how does it work exactly. Stretch modes, so you have different modes that you can track off. We have a collapsed mode, a center title, okay, and all of that stuff.
Yeah, to be honest, I think we should be. The stack should be our last option always, or is it right?
That is correct.
I thought actually
it is mostly very expensive.
And we should be careful.
But the thing is, how can we solve that in a different way? So at the moment, I just think, and Amish says it too, is the stack would be solving the problem as easiest, or in the easiest way. But if we have we don't have the possibility to add this flexible spacebar something, or that I tried seconds ago. So we have the stretch modes, title padding. Oh, we could use the title, which is a widget. So what would happen here if we add here, for example, a container with the background? It's the color, and then colors.transparent. Would I get a container on top of it? Most likely I have to give the height in that case, which would be, I think, 58 if we take the default one. And what I would like to see is that it's taking the space up here, but it doesn't seem like that. So, on the other hand, maybe
can you write a child with text?
Maybe we can make this green for now, just to see.
Oh,
interesting. I didn't expect that, to be honest.
I thought it's gonna be on top of that.
Yeah, me too.
Well, it's gonna be too easy for us, I think.
Okay. But anyway, the food comes from here. So this is the flexible space. That is the whole space. So now we have to wrap the whole thing with a stack.
Yeah.
And a stack has children.
Yes.
And the children wants to have a list of widgets. And I will take this flexible widget and keep it in the stack. And hopefully nothing will change when we reload. I do that quickly with a hot reload just in case. But, the image is getting reloaded. But as you can see, it still behaves exactly the same.
Perfect.
So now the option would be how we render it, right? So we would have now a container on top of it that would have a height of 58 pixels. And it would have a child. So use align or position it or translate with container. Absolutely correct. I think I will use just the position it because the container will have the full space, and then we just can say, hey, please stay at the top. Or maybe the align is even better because the align has one property. Let's try the align here because I think it has just, was it the align or alignment?
Was it alignment?
No. Yep. Here we go.
Yeah.
And then I can say something like top. No, alignment dot top.
Top center.
Good. Here we go.
And give it a color so that we can see that makes. We use it with title. Yeah, I think we need a title for the other screens at least.
For the other screens, it will be much easier because the other screens are just app bars, basic app bars. So we don't have to care there so much. But here it will be like that. We may use it with title. I'm not sure what you mean with title in that case.
I think it's the title what we spoke about it, though.
We used the title seconds ago. I'm not sure if this one is meant, but we can try it. So hello world, for example, just to see what happens and where we get our text. And it is interesting. I don't see it. We have the container, which is a line in the top center. And maybe we'll have to...
Max?
Yes.
Does the flexible spacebar come on top of the line?
Yes, indeed.
So that means it's going to be
vice versa,
in the
right?
background. Yeah, I think we should put it out.
That is a good point. Yep. So add that here. Let's see. Here we go. Perfect. So and instead of hello world, I think it's very hard to see down here, but we will change that in a second. We can just have the color, colors.green, and then I think, yeah, we have the bar here.
Control icon doesn't render in the stream. Control icon?
Which control icon? Is it? Let me check.
It shows when you use CMDs to save.
Yeah, that's the same for me. It's just he don't recognize the command key, so it is the command key. It's always when I press anything. I added this nice little hint for everyone, so he can see which keyboard shortcuts I use. I found that in Android Studio, that tooling, which I liked. And now you can follow me easier, which I type, what I enter, because some of them are very interesting to know.
But the control icon doesn't render.
Correct, and the control icon gets like a question mark at the moment. And I don't know if the option, I don't know what I want to try, so forget about it. Yeah, so here you can see also the option key doesn't work like that. So the Mac controlling is not that good. I don't know how I can improve that. Maybe I have to take a look into the plugin itself. But yeah, it was a try.
Yeah.
Okay, so the problem is now we have still some area above, right?
Can you, Max, scroll to the top so that we can see what's going on with the container? Okay, it will stay.
Yeah,
perfect.
The container will stay, so that is good. What I can try is just wrapping this area with a safe area. Because then, as you can see, the backgrounds stay where it is, but our bar gets more or less pushed down a little bit.
Okay, and a designer question, is it that what you want?
Is it that what I want? That's a good question. So how does it look like? No, actually I don't want that. I just want to have more space on top in that case. Okay. That's a good thing. So, good question. Thank you. So let's increase that by 20.
It would look horrible with iOS with notch. Yeah. We'll change it. Okay.
And we remove the safe area in that area. And let's see how it turns out. I think we can have even a bit more, but that's fine for now.
I would say
so if we scroll, you can see it sticks up there.
Yeah.
And we create now our own app bar, more or less.
Okay, amazing. Probably we should now, instead of having a plus button extra, we can do it as a child, bring it as a child of container.
Correct. I would do the same, because at the moment we have that as an action, which is very helpful for the whole sliver work. Where are we? Sliver, flexible space, up here.
This is the icon. By using safe areas.
Oh, you are right. I can.
Horrible with notches. Okay.
Look at that. Hamish gives a very good point. Why do we use a container here? We can just use an app bar itself, because it is just a widget, right? And with that, we have a total control of it. Oh, what happens here?
Do we need a line when you use the app bar?
That's a good question. I could try to
because app bar is always on the top.
But no, I think the problem here is that the app bar will take always as much space as it can. So we have two options to remove that. First would be just saying we have a box constraint around it. Oops, constraint.
Change container to app bar, yeah.
Box constraint, and then we can. Is it a box? A constraint box. always these names. And here we have a box constraint now inside.
Okay.
And here we can have a max height, and here we can specify that it doesn't have the allowance to go much bigger.
When do you use normally the constraint box? I don't use it now so much.
I don't use it so much either. It is more to specify specific heights and so on in a non-specified context. So for example, you have a column which is infinity high.
Okay.
And this infinity high you want to narrow down to a specific place.
Okay.
Usually we use for that expanded to keep it like dynamic. But if you have something that is not allowed to get bigger, like a specific value, then you use box constraints, because you create a constraint box, so really a box, and that is not allowed to go better.
So,
but Emish says right now we should use, instead of a constraint box, we should use a size box. And it does more or less the same. It gives you a certain space that is allowed, but you have to, instead of setting up the max height, so it can be smaller than this height, here you specify the height itself. So it is always this size. It will not get bigger like that or smaller like that.
Okay.
So we can take that and try it with the same amount. Thank you, Emish. And I think the solution is pretty much the same. So you can see we have now the app bar. And the cool thing is, because we use the app bar, we don't have to change the behavior of the action here. Sorry. So we can use the same thing from the sliver app bar and just push it here in this flexible space. Where is it?
What did you cut? I didn't...
I cut out the app bar itself. So here was the action inside, right?
Oh, yeah, okay.
So the action was currently inside of this part. But what I want to do is taking it out and bringing it to the container or the app bar that we have created ourselves. And the cool thing is it will behave exactly like a real app bar.
Yeah.
So that is the benefit of having just an app bar itself.
And now we have actions.
Putting everything inside. And if everything works well, and I reload for now, we should see that this icon comes into the app bar itself.
Yeah.
Which it doesn't.
I think the height is too narrow,
maybe I can remove the padding here surrounding it.
Perfect.
So, and now it's going down to that.
And can you maybe remove the debug?
Yes, with pleasure. Don't like it either. So debug, show connection banner, false.
Banner. Okay.
Good.
Perfect.
So, now we have the app bar, and the app bar has colors, has just a background color. We come to the next problem, I think. Because, we can increase the height, of course, but it will not solve the issue that I currently have.
I think Hamish might mean that debug is the first change in every app I make. For me, the same. It doesn't feel good.
I'm sorry. It's just, I don't mind so much. It's just then later.
Okay.
But the problem that I see here is we don't have the possibility to have a gradient. And that is not so much a problem, but if we take a look here, we have the gradient, right? And our designer cares. So if I see here, we have some specific values and everything. And I think...
Remove also all comments in the boilerplates.
Do we have that still there? No, I removed it.
Remove it, but
it would be fantastic if Android Studio or the plugin of Dart Flutter gets something like remove all comments or something that we can just execute it. I think that exists in Visual Studio Code, but currently it doesn't exist in.
How do you set up your Flutter project? After we create, we remove all comments, and after that.
First, let's remove everything. All right.
Thanks for subscribing.
Good.
Abdullah Ben Majid. Yeah.
Fair enough. So now we have the app bar, but we still have the problems here, and I think now you can see it just takes a while.
Yeah. Max, does it look like Flutter Explain?
No, this is a zombie. I don't have time for everything. It's like a lot of work. It's just what I found from the gaming industry. I thought it's good enough for us.
What do you think about our zombie?
Yeah.
Guys.
So maybe I should make it blue.
No, it's
okay, so here we have the problem that the app bar don't have the possibility of giving us
a gradient.
So you may add some.
Yeah, if someone
like
like
would
it.
be also cool. But
Yeah.
I think Twitch is so much faster with that stuff, or already ahead with that stuff.
Yeah, next stream. Yeah, we will
Needs a
do. We'll
mask.
try.
That would be fantastic. Yeah. Maybe you have some ideas that you can draw for me, and I can implement them. Okay.
So,
But another option would be that we set the color, and I don't know if this is now too fancy, but I can set the color to transparent, right? And now what we could do is wrapping the whole, because we have here anyway already a sized box, we could maybe wrap this in a container and give that a color. So here we have the possibility of decoration, right?
yeah.
Which is a box decoration. And what do we have here inside? We have the famous gradient. And this can give us a gradient. And it's correct. Who thought that? And inside of here we can have the colors. Hey Marco!
Hi Marco!
From Italy. Nice.
Welcome!
My Italian is really bad. When I was in Switzerland, I wanted to try to learn a bit of Italian, but
Linear gradient, Max.
Thank
Focus
you.
on the...
True that.
Okay.
Okay.
And we have...
So we have the colors. Now
Yeah.
we answer the colors that I added here as the good old one, right? So we have this one on the first color is black. This with a transparency of 50%.
Okay.
Make that a bit better. But yeah, so we have the first color, which is a constant, right?
Yeah. The color.
So we have 0x, and now we have the transparency, which
50?
has a 50%. So FFF is 16, 8, right?
How do you calculate it? The
right.
FF is
So-
0?
No,
No.
it is Hexa Hex Numbers. So that
Yeah.
means every F stands for a 16. And if you take this and calculate it correctly, you have 265.
Okay.
So, and that is the idea behind. So the half of 265 is the half of it. So you can say, because it's 16, the half of 16 is 8.
Eight.
So if you say just 8, you have the half of it.
Oh,
It's
okay.
like
Perfect.
I hope that was correct, but
No, sorry. 7, 7.
is it really 7? 7? Is it 7 the half? Yeah, that could be. Okay.
Hamish,
I take you. I believe
we
you.
rely on you.
My head is not
It
working.
starts
on
from
stream.
0 and it's 7, 7.
Yeah, true. The array. Yeah, sure. My fault.
Okay,
I'm
and-
sorry for that. Thank you, Mahtab. Now everything is dark. Don't do it again.
I need the...
What do you need? The energy. Okay.
I need energy
Go for
and no. I cannot even add 0, 1 to 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It's a famous binary problem. Okay, cool. But the next color that I'm looking for.
Hamish had already his coffee today. It's right. He's too fast with everything. Yeah. Okay.
That's good. I mean, someone has to be mindful what we are doing here, right? So
Yeah.
0x.
And help us.
Another one has the same issue, so also the half of it.
Yeah.
And the last color that we have is, hopefully, is transparent, right? No, it's just another darkish color, but with 10%. 0xx, and that's 10%. So what is 10% then? Let's make just 10.
10?
It's not correct, I know, but
Hamish will tell us.
yes, I believe him. I believe in him. So now we have a linear gradient. And if you see, we have now a weird behavior that is coming from the top left, where I didn't know how I did that now, but it doesn't do it exactly. Move both consts to in colors.
I think you can probably put the const before the
In the linear gradient.
yeah,
here.
in the linear gradient.
We can try that, and it works perfect. We like that. Very
And I
good.
think now instead of size box, we can actually stay just with the container and the height, or
Good point. Yes, exactly.
or we can remove.
Also a
the
point.
widget.
So we
Yeah.
can have also this, and we can remove the size box here, and it should behave exactly the same. But what I wanted to say is that the linear gradient is currently not from top to bottom, because as you see, we have 3 different colors, right?
Okay.
And the color behaves here differently. So what we have to do is we have to say begin and ending to colors like this color const.
Like this colors. You should just write the color here before the eckige Klammer, Max.
Here? This is possible?
No, the const.
Adjust the const here.
Yeah.
That is no problem because we have already the whole linear gradient in a const, so everything inside will be a constant or will be declared as a constant. It could change in a second, but yeah, we can.
I don't know which one is better. I think when you put the whole
as much
linear
things
gradient,
in, the more linear gradient, the more you have in constant, the better it is at the end. But
okay.
I think that what Hamish wants to tell us is in the future when we work further, we will add more information, and then we most likely don't have the linear gradient in a constant anymore.
Okay.
So if we start with and he writes it right.
The whole decoration can be.
So we have the alignment. We start at the top center.
Yes.
And then we end the whole gradient
the bottom center.
At the bottom center. Exactly. So and now you can see it's getting like a smooth down there, and it's getting transparent on the bottom.
Pratik.
Kumar,
Hi.
Kushwaha. It's great Indian names. I love that.
I hope I pronounced it right. Hi, welcome.
If not, I hope not that he's angry with us if we pronounce it wrongly.
No, I hope
but as you can see now, the alignment top center is calculated, and because of that, we can't use const here, right?
Yes.
So, but that's fine. And as you can see now, we have this nice little gradient. It's getting black, and down we have here these transparent behavior. So it gets the colors, and it's getting slightly. And if we would reload the app, the benefit is now that the plus icon is visible.
Yeah. It's great to see you guys.
It's great to work here together with you guys. And I think Hamish makes the most work. We are just here bystanders. And
thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
It motivates us. So, great. So, now we have the...
two things that I want to improve.
Gradient, yeah.
One is the gradient works now. I think that's fine. I think everyone is happy with that. If you have some additions that we can do, please tell us. But the other thing is the icon. We have this plus icon, but as a designer, we have this other plus icon. Fantastic naming, right?
Oh, yeah, okay. You have a really plus icon.
Yes.
I'm just watching and listening to you guys while working.
Perfect.
Great.
Yeah.
So should we be silent that we don't disturb you? So if you are too loud, tell us.
Yeah, give us a hint.
Yeah.
No, but it's really fantastic for us too, because we learn also a lot in the meantime, and it's always taking so much interest, and we are always passionate about all of the things that we are doing. And I mean, yesterday the state management video that got released, I'm still shivering whenever someone comments, because did I everything wrong or correct, and did I thought correctly, and so on. It's so amazing with you guys. I really like to appreciate the feedback that we get. Okay,
great. So where is the plus icon, Max?
Exactly, down here in the actions we have the plus icon, and
no, I think this is here, the icon add.
Yes, and we have that add circle or something from material, I hope. And here we go.
This which one? Yeah, I think the right one.
And now it looks a bit better.
Why is it so? I think we need somewhere the safe area.
This one you want to have transparent. What we also could do instead of this is we could have here color 0.
Hamish said you may change the third color to color transparent. Oh, it's gonna be, I think.
Does it change something?
Nicer.
It's getting a bit darker down here. And there we got at a bit earlier stopping. I don't know. Yeah, I think whatever you like. I'm happy with that. I entered now a 0, 0, 0, 0 instead of colors.transparent because we have a constant front, right? Yeah. So that is the idea behind. Okay.
And we can add custom icons if you like.
A custom icon. I never did that so far. We can do that, absolutely. Especially there is one icon pack that I really like, but a custom icon I have not done yet. What I can say is, for example, I use always the feathers icon set, which I really like because it's not too lame. And there are amazing packages for that.
What do you use normally, guys, as custom icons? Do you have any favorite packages? I too had them down here. So it's something new for all of us. Let's give it a try. Yeah,
should we take a look? We can do that. Because what I would do is... Oh, it's deprecated. That's already very sad.
Why if it does? Okay.
But maybe there is a new package. Why Quill? Yeah. Create a sprite. Okay, they create even own sprites. No, wait. Is that the correct one? There was a... No, that is.
What is?
I've searched for the Flutter icons. Here are the
Flutter
Flutter
feather.
feather icons, exactly. So these are the ones that I usually use. Yeah, material is very good, but I have always the problem that they are not as amazing. Like, for example, how does it call? For Cupertino, for example, if you use it for iOS and material, they don't really. Yeah, you want to keep the people together, right?
It makes it feel more custom made and
That is
could
true.
complete your design. Yeah.
But I wouldn't even know where to start to create own icons for Flutter. So I would just search for that. Create custom icons. Okay, they create SVG files for that. But who is here? Billy Chandler. Okay. And he creates openfluttericon.com. Invalid parameters. Okay. Oh.
Electricity.
Okay, but he explains us that he created a font family for that. And okay. Okay, so he created out of SVG files, he created an own custom icon, TTF. A TTF is a font file at the end. And then he used these custom fonts in his application. That is pretty cool. K in front of consts. That is a good question. I think you saw it here, right? There is a lot of discussion. I think when I first learned Flutter, I got the information, hey, don't use K in front of your namings because that is a bad practice. Because K is just for declaring. Also, what it does is, do we have a good example where I can show it maybe?
Could you close maybe the left side?
Oh yeah, sure.
That you can see, yeah.
That's good. But if you would use, for example, up here and have a const test, and this is just a color with 0x, and we have again a black transparent color. Former times, before we started to develop, or before I started to develop, it was very hard for IDEs and development tools to identify that this is a constant, that this is something special, right? That can't change or is at the beginning already initialized and can't be changed anymore. And for that, people started to enter K in front of it. And K stands for constant. For us Germans, it's very easy because K, a constant, we write it also with a K, so that is easy. And then we wrote the name of the constant that we have here. So that not the IDE or our IntelliSense knows that this one is a constant, but we as developers know exactly what it is.
Yes.
And that is a possibility.
And I think in the bootcamp from Flutter, what we did from Angelo Wu, she said also that we should use the K.
In front of it, yes. Yeah. Then now comes to the problem that I have with the K nomenclature or naming, with the K naming, is that effective Dart, you most likely have heard of it. It's like the how you should write good comments, how you should have a writing style and everything. And they say something like, don't add in front of your constants a K. So, and that was the problem that I had with. So where do we find it? Constant names. And where can we find it? I hope I find it very quickly. Okay, I'm just Googling, running around at the moment, but I promise you that somewhere in this documentation you will find that we shouldn't use K in front of the namings. Here, you found it there. There it is.
Where is it?
Don't use prefix letters. It is.
Yeah.
So don't use prefix letters. Here it is.
Yeah.
And what you can see here is it says use default timeout and not K default timeout. And I was at the beginning very hard with this use a specific linter, use a specific way and keep with it because I liked it. And from my bigger project, there is it. So I'm a bit in both ways, right? Because I can understand to write a K in front. It doesn't cost you anything, but it makes your code more readable. And for AT33, once more, I think uploading the own SVGs makes the most sense to create your own font and to create your own icons. To be honest, I will take a look into that till the next time. Then I can put that also in the Adobe XD, that we have it in this design, and then we can take it with, and I can make my ideas.
Yeah.
Maybe AT, if you have the time, or T33, or I don't know how I name you. I will. It would be fantastic if you have like a documentation how you did it, or you created a blog entry or something. Then I can take a look and maybe make a video out of it or something.
Share it with us if you have anything.
Yeah.
And I think, Max, with the K, it's if you are working in a team, to convince all your members and be consistent with it for all members, it's not so easy.
Correct, but that's what the team is for, right? So you decide as a team that you do it or you don't do it, and then you can put it, and then you can put it on your linters, and then you do it all the way everywhere.
Yeah, okay.
And then it is like it is, right? If you have a team, you decide with them, and then together you are strong, you know the most, and that works the best, I think. So you find your solution together with them. And at the moment, because we don't have a team, just our whole chat, so we decide. So whenever we use a constant now, you have to decide with us if we use it for, so whatever we do, and we create like a pattern with that, and nobody tells us something, we stick with it. But if someone gives us the hint, we add it. And maybe because I think we added also already an analysis options, we can also add it to the linters, so that we stick with that rule. What is EAP? I don't know what that is. IAP?
Hamish has a question. And he asks, sorry again, but it is very important for me to add IAP, and it's very hard for me to do so. Can you please help, Max?
In-app purchase. Okay. I can try, but as I said, I didn't have a look into it, so it's getting very difficult. What we can do is, when we are more advanced with our application, we could just try to implement that.
And if you need it right now, probably later.
Write me on Twitter, then I can take a look onto it. But I think in the live stream it would be a bit too bloated, because we don't have the setup at the moment, and I don't have made myself an idea about it. I hope that's fair enough for everyone. Or maybe for the next stream. That sounds good.
That's a great idea. Okay, so Max,
I'm not sure. I think dglad KYI is my friend from Twitter. Yeah, where I write a lot with him. I'm not sure with that, but he will answer that.
Okay, Max. What do you think if we add a safe area or something like that? Because add icon, yes,
I knew it. Yeah.
Okay, because I think we need somehow a padding on the right side of our icon.
For the icon, right?
Yeah.
So I would do the same thing. Oh, that would be fantastic, AT33.
I will screen cap and send over the icon video. Thank you very much. It would be amazing.
Perfect, Hamish. We do that way. Perfect. So everyone is happy now? I'm happy, you are happy?
Now
you want to make that padding on that
side,
right?
Please.
So what I will do is I just add that to the action itself, because if we do it through the app bar, right, then we get like a push to the right. Oh, that should work the same way. There should be no problem. What can we do is also just adding a margin inside of that container that we have.
What's wrong with safe area?
The safe area would push it down because of the notches, right?
Yes, but it's something good or something bad?
A safe area would put it here
down,
because we don't, but not on the right side. Okay. So that is the problem here. So we can add a margin, I think. Edge. And if we add here an edge insets,
I forgot this name always.
And to the right, and then we can give it like 10 pixels. And I'm doing it wrong.
Yeah, you said all, and you are writing right.
That is absolutely correct. Thank you.
Yes.
So right, and then 10.
Hi Ogun.
Oh,
I don't know. I hope I pronounce it right. Hi, welcome to our channel.
Do I have to take padding? Yeah.
Is it better?
But it's still cut. That is funny. Look at that. It's cutting off. So that is amazing. So we have to do it inside or around the app bar, I assume. So let's use here a padding and take a look. No, it doesn't work. Okay, so we have to surround the icon button with the padding.
How are you doing? Amazing.
Only and right. So, fair enough?
Yeah, much better.
Okay. Wow, how long did we take now? 1 hour for an app bar.
With a gradient and icon.
I hope you are not getting bored with all that slowness that we are doing. But I think it looks pretty good, right? Even if we scroll, it doesn't overlay anything, and it looks like it, like one application, and that
like
I
a
think
charm.
like a charm, and everything works. Yeah, perfect.
Perfect.
So next thing.
Let's go to the next screen, and here we have a complete design.
Why is it now? Ah, here we are.
We have the transition.
I thought the transition is not there anymore, and I was confused. So as you can see, we are far away from the goal that we want to have, right? We created that nice little new UI feature here. And I think we are pretty far away. If I take a look, it looks that it is far away. I think one has to go a bit more to that.
Not at all.
It's 50.
No, not at all. We need a background color, background image, and some containers.
I'm here. What is the topic?
You said we are far away from the design.
Oh, you don't think so?
No.
You like your design?
Pratik, yeah. Pratik said no, not at all.
Cool.
I thought
perfect.
Stay with him. Okay.
Okay, so we have the const, we have the colors. Should we create for that a variable? Because as you remember maybe from the last time, we created a constant.dart file. And inside here, we started with entering a k in front. So now it's your chance, chat, to vote. Do we want to have that k longer? Wow, look at that. Now it's going. Let's give me a second. I want to try something. I get... Sorry guys, you have to work with me for a second. It will take one moment. No, this is a command. I don't want to have a command. We want to
Do you want a poll?
Yeah, I want to have a poll. And now I create that one. So should we
use k in our variable?
In front of constants.
Yeah.
So option 1, k. Let's take this one.
Yes and no.
Yes and no. But come on, do that correctly. So, no, that's too long. You're right. Okay. Yes and no. So we have that command no, option yes.
We need to up
yes.
Yes. And after we need
no, add. And now we say done.
And guys,
we give it a time frame, so we start the polling. And now guys, you have the option during we develop to make an exclamation mark and then yes or no. And then you can answer a question. You can vote for one of your solutions, and we will add that to the analysis later.
Yes.
Let's go.
Yes. Harry said yes.
I'm so happy with that. I look at that, and now we get real-time feedback. I'm so...
it's so good.
It's so good. I love it.
Streamline. That was the best decision to buy that.
It makes a lot of fun.
Okay.
All right.
So... yes. Wow, so many people want to have it, really.
Thank you everyone for your help to improve that application in all the
I'm
ways.
happy that we found the documentation to don't do that, and everyone would like to do it.
Yes.
I think if in the documentation...
The thing is, I think a lot of people coming also from a Flutter background here.
Yes.
And the interesting thing is, if you remember, we're using the pedantic solution. And the pedantic don't have a strict solution for that. They don't say you have to use that or you don't have to use it. And it's not only the majority, it's really...
everyone.
It's overruling by everyone here that we use it. And I think...
Lazy cutters. We're also lazy cutters. Hey, if I vote again...
that's a good question. Let's try it. Try with a no for that reason, because you would be the only one. And I promise I will ignore you. Okay.
So, Max, create a const, please, with the K.
Yes, should we create a const out of these colors?
Let's try, vote no.
Okay, here we go. We have a const no. And you know what? I will also show you how it looks, because... And no, it's not getting counted twice. So I'm sorry for you, Amish. Your second vote is gone. You have just one vote. So we close that one, we complete it, and hopefully you will see now in the chat something like...
You can no longer vote for...
It would be fantastic if you get
Can you vote more than one?
The result out of it, but okay. Here we go.
Yeah, 100%.
Cool. So now we learned everything what we are doing.
Amazing, Max. Amazing. The best decision you have ever did.
I just like my tooling. I'm always happy
know
with
that.
Stuff. Cool. So should we create out of these colors now a own const? I would say no, because it makes...
It's the only place.
Yes, it's currently the only place. But on the other hand, if we create here now an app bar, as you remember,
do we have
exactly the same colors,
okay.
right? So I would say yes again.
Okay.
So what I do is I'm using my nice little shortcuts and give it a name like K app bar gradient. And because I like to have all the constants collected in one file, I put that in the constant file down here and add it here. And as you see, it's getting red now because we have to import, we have to import one of these things. And I will not import the Cupertino or material. I will import the painting or rendering because they are light. They are very small.
Okay, so
we use them, or we should try to use them.
The poll is over, I thought.
No, he wants to start a polling for the naming. If we should take it out or not. Yeah, I think I will do that more often.
We can do it more often, yeah.
I like the idea, actually. It's really a cool feature.
Includes you also more, I think.
And I mean, this whole series should be fun, right? Our whole live stream is done for fun at the end, that we have all learning something, but on the other hand, we should be also entertained.
Yes, it's right. Do some coding.
Yes, and do some coding. Okay.
Right.
I start with the most colorful, which is the most beautiful, and I start with the picture behind because it is very easy and I can just use it and put it into a file. And my opinion is that we can export that somewhere.
Okay.
And I'm going here and take the thing. I have to select it as exporting, and then you can have here export and select it. I don't know why I explained that so much because I just put that now somewhere.
Do you want to export it from XD?
Yes, because I have it. From Adobe XD to just an image file because I want to change that color or that things then later.
The menu looks tasty, yeah. And normally after we are finished with our streaming, one of us should cook something. And when we see so many delicious images, it's not an easy decision.
Yeah.
Rocket of Mac.
So let's create a directory, assets.
Rocket of Mac is still going to space.
Yeah, it's so loud, that thing. It's crazy. Maybe we can have a webcam until the next time, and then we can. Or I don't want to make too big promises because
it doesn't
I know how this works.
Yeah.
If you ask where this image comes from, it's come from Unsplash. I will add after the stream also the links and everything, that we don't make anything wrong with that. But it is very nice to see, I think. And how can I rename it? Let's rename it to BG. That is the ad recipe. Exactly.
Yeah.
So that is our name. And I will also add another folder that I call images.
And put it there.
Yes, because who knows which assets we create for the next time, because we have now the idea of creating our own icons, and I have never done that so far, so it will increase my design skills.
Amazing. Go. Okay.
Okay, so now we have that image, and if we created an image, we have to add, of course, the assets into our pubspec.yaml, which I do here. And I remove some comments.
Is it good to use camel case for file names in Flutter? For file names?
The long answer, it depends on what do you agree for, but I wouldn't recommend it. I think in general, Dart uses, Dimitro, you already answered. Dart uses snake cases for file names in general, and I think most of the linters, also I know that these linter packages like Pedantic and Dart effective Dart will get curly braces everywhere if you use it as a camel case or something. So I highly encourage you stick with the snake case in that case, because everyone does it like that, so you don't confuse another developer who starts in your team, who works with you, who wants to work in your open source project, and so on and so forth, because that's what we are all learning in development. We are not alone, right? So as less questions there are in the end, the better it is for everyone. So I removed some comments in the meantime, and I added now the assets folder with the image.
And this is the background.
Images? Is it correct? Assets and images. Yes. No, I don't want to have the full name here. I just take everything that is inside of images, just because I'm lazy, right?
Yeah,
so I have everything inside. And here inside of our...
Did you get the dependence? Yeah.
Obviously not. So, but now we are here, and we are in our add recipe screen, right?
Yes.
And here we want to have now a background. And the background should be in the scaffold, or...
Lazy developer is the best developer.
Okay.
Yes.
Good. I can make that a bit silenter. Maybe it's better for you guys. I don't know. Let's see.
Laziness creates best apps. It's right.
It reduces a lot, actually.
Okay. Do we have any possibility to initialize the background in the scaffold?
Sure, I think that shouldn't be an issue. If we have here...
Background color.
Do we have a color? We could have a container around this. Do we want to have the background on top of this notch, for example? Then, so that it doesn't have any breaking point, then we would create a container surrounding the save area. And the save area is inside of that container.
Yeah.
So that we
have a look.
Yep.
Have a look in our design. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. So as you can see, there is nothing with the notch, but we have to think about the notch up here. So we have full freedom. What I will do is now I will have an infinity background so that it's the whole screen at the end.
Yeah.
And for that, I create a container surrounding the save area. So that means the container is not part of it. It will go overlapping that part. And now we have the decoration, box decoration, and our beloved...
an image?
Is it an image?
Yes.
Oh yeah, with the
decoration image, I think.
Decoration image, exactly. And inside here, we have again the image, which is an asset image.
And here we need...
And now we have the full name, right? So it's assets / images / bg add recipe.png.
Yes.
Is it correct? Yeah. Here we go.
Perfect.
Okay. But out of some
we
reasons,
have somewhere padding, I think.
Do you think so?
I don't know.
I just think that the image is too small for the screen.
You can fit cover.
Yes, we can use the, is it?
I think
it's inside of the image.
The
box fit dot cover.
Perfect.
Yes, so. Okay, the first step is done, but the problem is now our things are not pretty much readable. Oh, that is cool. Right, we have implemented all that stuff. Hey, you did a very good job the last time. Well done. Okay. But now
we have the background.
I mean, it's looking already better, right? With a background image.
Some images is always better. Some colors
is always good. Okay, but how I usually work is from top to bottom, right? So before we start now with all that complex stuff, I would just start with the app bar again. Because
makes sense.
We have a scaffold and I think...
we did it before. I think it's going to be faster.
A piece of cake. Yeah. So the title in that area would be the text widget. Add recipe. I don't know if you had the same problem in the beginning when you started with developing in Flutter, but I had a difficult problem that I always forgot the text widget. I was always trying to write just here inside as a text like add recipe.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And it was always wrong and I fighted so much with that till I understood, okay, you need actually the text widget surrounding it, which is fair enough, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but now we have
actually a title is always some text, or?
No, that is the thing in the app bar. I think the app bar is exactly this. You can have everything inside.
You can have a container and then,
So now we run into the same problem again, right? Because we have the background color, but we don't have a gradient.
So how about if we extract the app bar, what we did last time as a widget and use it here?
That would be a fantastic idea, and I think that sounds very good. The problem that I see is that the app bar itself is a preferred sized widget.
Okay.
So this is implementing its widget. I'm not sure if we can do that just that easily. I think you can't. Can you wrap that just with a container? No, it's getting red because the container is not the same part or not the same element like before.
Okay, can you show me how did we do that for the other screen?
For the other screen, it was easier because we didn't use the app bar from the scaffold.
We had the slip app bar.
Yes, exactly. It was something own, right?
Yeah.
Something self-contained.
Yeah, okay, I know what you mean.
Okay, but how can we solve that problem? We want to use still an app bar and we have the body. So my idea would be...
But we use the stack. Oh?
Yes, we use the stack for the first one. And you're right. I think in the long run, we should extract this app bar down here. Maybe in a separate part with that container.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Dean's easy answer. Perfect. So no, but I would just remove that app bar here because we don't actually need it.
Okay.
But what we can do is inside of that we have here container with the background, which is fair enough. And then we have the save area, which could lead to problems in a second, but let's see where I want to go. I would like to have here a column surrounding it. And I think that leads to an issue in a second, because what I want to have is then a container which gets read all over the place. It's a column, and this one is a container. With a missing. Cool. So now we got still some issues because the app gradient is not known. And voila, it works. So what you can see is I added now just a column, right? And this column behaves now exactly like the other one.
Yeah, okay. And so it's not a...
Exactly. And now you are absolutely right. We can just take this container here and bring it somehow into the... So we just take the whole app bar here and bring it into an own widget, because it makes so much sense, right? Because we have to create it all the time. And if you remember, our file size is already at 155 lines. And my rule of thumb is never go higher than 150.
Yeah.
Usually.
Okay.
That's I'm coming from an Angular background, and Angular says something like that. So as soon as you go over 300, you do something wrong.
Okay.
I'm not sure if this is working with widgets, but I think
it's better to keep it small.
Exactly. So what I wanted to ask you, if you could do that, because I have to go to the toilet for a second. So
you want to go.
Yep. Okay.
So guys, if you have any other question that we don't want to include, Max, ask me right now. So we have here the container and we will extract it. I will use here the Flutter outline, which again doesn't work here in our application and don't know why. It's so weird. No, I'm not lucky with that. And where's our container? Here. I will just cut it, and this is gonna be our somehow the custom app bar. Custom app bar. And now I thought we have already widgets. This is this one. I will create a new file, custom app bar.start. We'll add it, and here I will, we have here stateless widget, I think, custom app bar, and I will import material, and here instead of a container I will bring this one. So Max, do you want to come back again?
Yeah, it would be fantastic.
So, what I did is actually just add a widget here, a file with a custom app bar, I call it, and we should just import some files here. You can do it.
Alright, so I take over again.
Yeah.
And import this one, and get the change notifier inside, and having the add recipe screen. Okay. And
I think it should be work. Can you go back just to add recipe screen?
Just a second, to the dashboard screen. Yeah, we have to import it here too.
Perfect.
But that should do the trick.
And now
it's pretty dark. Okay.
Yeah. It's there, or?
Yeah, I hope so. But it's just funny because everything is gray.
Yeah, maybe you can do a hot reload. We will get
new pictures. That's
new
all right.
pictures.
Okay, but perfect. We have a custom app bar. We created that inside of our widgets. Perfect.
Yes.
Cool. The only thing is that we have to do is the on-press stuff, right?
Oh yeah.
And most likely, because we have these actions here, I think the whole actions part need to go out.
Yeah, and maybe it's better to define some variable in here.
Yes. I would name it exactly the same, because it's a custom app bar, so we would expect that it is an app bar or kind of an app bar.
Yeah.
So what we have here is we have also a list of widgets that we call actions.
Yeah.
And this is replacing this part.
This part, yeah, makes sense.
So, but now we don't win so much, I see.
Why?
Because the amount of code is not getting so much reduced.
Yeah, but the thing is that here we need an add button. But I think, for example, in the next screen we don't
have to
need
do
it
it.
anymore.
We have to do it.
Yeah.
That is for sure. So if you have that final keyword in front, you can have the very easy solution to create your constructor. I don't know if you know that. With Option Enter, you can then have this create constructor for final fields. If you enter, you have everything in place right away. You can use it. Very handy.
Perfect.
Okay, so now we have the custom app bar, and another thing that is very important is to make that required. No, it
Not
doesn't.
always.
It doesn't. Yeah, we have just to make sure that always is something inside.
Yeah.
So I give a default parameter. I'm not sure if this is working.
It's a list of widgets.
Yeah, which is just a basic list, right? I just want to make a default parameter. I thought it was like this.
Yeah, but it's not a
the default
list.
value of an optional parameter. To take that away. Why do you say it's not a list? Must be a constant. So this one needs to be a constant then. No, this is not what I want. Interesting. So how does the app bar is working with that? So because this is where I always align myself. If I'm searching for constructors and how they work and everything, I try to find an example. And if I jump into the app bar here, they have done something like that, right? So most likely if I'm looking here for actions, they can just be empty. So that is the trick. So it doesn't matter if there is something inside. So we can just keep it like that and it will work the same way like before. Okay, now go to the dashboard and here inside of the app bar we have actions. And I hope
copy that?
Yeah, here we go. I can even remove that and we have that in place. Okay,
and now
so we have our action. Here we go.
Like previous.
Exactly. So we have the possibility still to be here more concise. We have removed a lot of code, 10 lines,
yeah.
At least. That's something. We could also create for each action an own widget and so on and so forth. But yeah, I think, yeah.
For now, it's good enough, I think.
Okay, but now we can use that custom app bar on the other screen, right? Instead of writing now everything again here, we just make this and giving our actions inside. And I think for now I just have to import and take a look how it looks on the other screen. And you can see we have our dark gray area. And
amazing, Max.
It's pretty cool, or I'm pretty happy with that. And we have the app bar, the back button also already in place.
Yes.
I'm not sure why it is so small, but yeah, that's fair enough for now. We don't have an action anyway here, so that looks already pretty solid. The only thing is we want to have a different how do you call it? We want to have a title inside of that app bar.
Oh yeah.
Right? So here we want to have a app bar title, which we call
add recipe.
Title? Add recipe? Yeah, but not inside of the custom app bar.
Oh yeah, okay.
Because else both screen would have that, right? So we create a local variable. That was wrong. We create a field actually. We create a field, and this field is a title, which is final string title. And also here we have now the possibility if we create another variable now called final, and we have then getting the red curly lines underneath the constructor, option enter, we add the one finished.
Perfect. The title is somehow
because it's not a string,
widget.
it's a widget.
Yeah.
Who has guessed that?
And actually we can, or what I thought we can also use the title and use the text widget directly and give it just a string inside that.
Yeah, that would be also possible. If
I
we
don't
never
know
want
what's
to
the
change
pro
it.
or
Yeah.
con.
The pro would be just that I don't get confused. We could even say that this needs to be a text widget to be more specific. Yeah. With all possibilities at the end. What do we do? Should I make a poll?
No, I think, guys, no, for that we don't need it. Just, I would say, just write the text. The title is a text widget.
So,
and here we can write the title, and the title is a string.
All right, let's do it this way.
I didn't do any poll so that I can win.
The only issue is this one here. Now, because we have an empty string, a null string, right?
Yeah.
And the text always needs a string. We have to make this here an empty string. And now you can see it works because if we don't give something inside, it still builds the application, which I will always find handy because then it doesn't crash from the start or from the beginning if I use a widget here.
The title is
add recipe.
Amazing.
Cool. We can remove that. I think it's more lean. Okay. Next step. I think that looks already pretty good. I think we can maybe improve the text size and everything.
What's the size of the text? Max?
The text size
30.
is 30 and Helvetica Neue Bold.
Okay, so we need some styling.
Yeah, but
and now, but it's gonna be
for this because it will be the same font for everything. So
it's a style, text style,
which can be a constant, right? Most likely.
Yes.
We have a size, which I said is 30, and the font family.
Yeah.
So how does that work now? Can I just enter here Helvetica Neue?
Okay.
Did it work? I never tried that, to be frank. Okay.
Okay, I think
we
it's
just copy that one here. You think it works?
I don't know. It somehow happened something, but it didn't change. Oh.
No, that didn't change anything. Oh.
And the action gets right.
Should delete the right thing. No, it doesn't change anything. So it just takes the fallback color font.
So how should you define the font family? Does it have is the widget or is it just a string?
No. That is not a widget. It is just a string.
Yeah.
But we have to define it in the pubspec.yaml.
Okay. So as asset or?
Yes, exactly. I think it's an asset. Yeah. So what we have to do is we have to Google for that. So we search for font, adding custom font to Flutter. And what we find is this user custom font. And you have given me electroshocks today. What is wrong? Okay. And what we have to do is we have to add these inside of our fonts folder, and then we have to declare it inside of our pubspec.yaml. That's it. And if you remember, I also created inside here in the asset, I created an image folder.
So we can now have
a fonts folder.
Yeah.
And now we just have to search for the font. And I don't know, it should be installed on my computer, but...
Isn't it a Google font?
Helvetica Neue? No. I think that's from Adobe, some font that they use. The only thing is, I'm not sure. Do you know the folder from the Mac where I find all the fonts that are installed on the computer?
Do you know, guys, where we can find all the fonts?
I thought it were somewhere here, but... It's a long time ago when I found all of them. So development documents, no. Pictures.
I think you do universal search and type font.
Universal search and type font?
Yeah. No, just font.
Not just font?
Type font. Oh.
Font book. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, that looks good. But as you can see, it is not here. So that is all files. So Helvetica Neue should be by age, right? So Helvetica Neue. Very good. So let's see preview font show in Finder. And now, as you see, we find this TTC file.
Okay.
And that should be our font file that we need. Actually, I try that. Don't move it because if I move it, it's gone. I have to copy it.
Yeah.
Add. So I'm not pretty sure if we can use a TTC file, and I tried that, as I said. Thank you, AT33. Okay, but this should work now. So next step, according to the documentation, is declaring the whole thing in our pubspec.yaml. Is here some restriction that we have to have used? Oh, I need energy.
Yeah.
Is there any restriction that we have to use a TTF file, or can we use a TTC file?
Okay.
At the moment, I don't see any issue with that. So what I will do is I will just add that now. Arvin? Arvin, thank you. So much easier. Okay, so we have that Flutter family, and then we have to add these fonts. And I copy that. And if we are here inside in our main.dart, where is it? Pubspec.yaml, we will find the assets. And here we have now the fonts down here. Oops. Be very mindful that in the pubspec.yaml you always have 2 spaces between the next line, so you have to make sure that this is setting up correctly, or it will unfortunately not work. So Helvetica Neue. And the important thing here is the naming of this font family has to be exactly the same that the thing that we enter then later as our string somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is more or less our font family now. So and so. Here we go. And now here we have assets, fonts, and now the name of the TTC file. Let me see how I can take that one. Here we go. And copy it here inside. All right. So with that, our Helvetica Neue should work. Actually, if we make a pubget. Let's try that out. And let's go to wherever we have used that font. Get another dependency. And now in the Helvetica Neue, we remove that line. And it makes no difference. Maybe we have to hot restart the app. And now we add the font. No.
Doesn't work?
That doesn't work. No. Declaring,
Font
so option
family,
definition, font
text.
family. It was family fonts, so this is what we have done. Font family, the asset is the part of the font file.
What is the default font family from Flutter?
Roboto, I think.
Roboto?
Yes. At least this is my understanding. If I'm wrong, the chat will inform you, I think. But I think Roboto is the main one. I don't know. Let's Google Flutter TTC file in Flutter. How to use...
Okay, we have at the... In the documentation, they use always the TTF.
Yes. Helvetica. What I can do is Helvetica Neue, and I'm just searching if I can get somewhere the TTF file.
Yeah.
Because I think, here you see we can weird websites. I think there was my fonts. Yeah. So we see this one, and maybe if we just
should buy it.
Yeah. Okay. Didn't know that there is a license on Helvetica Neue. You know what? We take another font.
You can leave it. It looks good.
One option, yes.
Or you can...
Where do we get now the Helvetica Neue TTF file? There's GitHub. Maybe we have luck with the GitHub. Yeah. Here we have a lot of DTF files. I'm just not sure if we have to have a license for that, but what I will do is I just copy that one down now. And I just use it here. And as you see, it's getting also recognized by the editor. Maybe that helps. And I remove that. And this one gets... and we can use that name. And inside of our pubspec.yaml, we will add the new name here. Okay, we make a pub.get. And with a bit of luck, it should work now. And if it not works, then the question is if you are right and it's really another font, then we maybe should just add any other
Maybe they
font.
are very similar so that we can't
See the difference?
recognize the difference. Yeah.
But
I
then I
don't
would
know.
see a flickering or something. But you're right, maybe. Don't know.
I don't,
Where
did
is
it do the
anyway?
hot reload?
Uh,
In the custom app
Custom
bar?
app bar, yeah. So I did, I think. So does it still running? Performing hot reload.
Yeah.
Ah, maybe it's also just stuck here and it don't work anymore.
We can maybe stop it, yeah,
Yeah,
and restart.
let's restart everything. I mean, we work already 1.5 hours, so the laptop.
Are you
can-
guys still there? Hot restart, yes.
Ah,
This will for sure help.
yes. It's the best idea. Always reboot is good.
Yeah. Most of the time.
Hmm. So. And how is it working with the Sliver app bar?
Playing with Sliver app bar. It's somehow fun and it looks great. And it works for anything, graphical, image, and even sound files. Also for sound files.
That's pretty cool.
Okay.
So let's
And
much
now
better.
much
Is it
better.
beautiful? The best font that I ever used.
I know. Isn't it?
So good,
So good.
so good. So we are all happy now.
Yes. At least you are happy, Max.
Yeah, right.
That's important.
It-
Yeah.
The designer is right? So
Yeah, always.
no, but great. And the Sliver app bar, how does it work for you, Dimitrio? Any issues till now? The hot reload. I didn't expect that this would work like that easily. Okay.
Okay, so the next step is probably to create some containers, or
Yes.
for our text fields.
For the text fields, I think we
Or
have.
do you
them
want to
already.
have the container in the background?
I would start with the whole thing right now, right? This is already in place. I think you created it already very nicely, and I think you will find a vast majority of documentation, Medium articles, and so on and so forth. I think
Yep.
the best way is just starting with it. It's not too complicated at the end. Just if you want to make your custom, then I think it's getting interesting. And what I saw, and this is something that I would love to try out
What's
when I
that?
get some time, is a stacked as an animation with different layers, so that if you scroll, that it's getting like smooth scroll where you move the first layer a bit slower than the other layers
Yeah,
behind,
okay.
and then you get this effect of how do you call that effect? Yeah,
A scroll effect.
scroll parallax
Parallax.
effect.
Ah,
is
yeah,
it.
okay.
And that is fantastic. I think that is one of the coolest features ever.
Yeah?
If you can create something like that, I love that in apps and so on. So
Yeah,
maybe
okay.
something for your next CodePad.
Yeah. That's right.
Cool.
Give it a try.
All right. So let's think.
So-
We want to have here that stuff, and I mean this is already a column, right? So
Mm-hmm.
it should work directly out of the box like that. Make it a bit more
Yeah.
space
Great.
here.
So we can. Do you have the right font size?
for the Helvetica Neue?
No. I mean so that everyone can see what you are writing.
We can check, but I thought
Is it 18?
increased to 18. Yes, I think that should do the trick. Yes,
Okay.
18.
Yeah, perfect.
So I hope everyone can read perfectly fine.
Mhm.
Okay. So where are we? We have the align, we have the children, we have the flexible space bar, and we are on the wrong screen. Custom app bar, to close a bit
Yeah.
down, that we know where we are. The add recipe screen, here we go. And the add recipe screen has its container on the top, which have everything inside. Then we have our column, and this column contains at the moment everything that you created, right? So
Yes.
no, this is the column that contains this part and the bottom part.
This is what you create actually,
Yes.
and inside of that we have this
This
is
column is actually the part where we have the form inside at the moment,
yes.
with our consumer and everything like we want to have it.
Mhm.
And now what we want to have is like a stack, right? So we want to have a stack that surrounds this column.
Yeah, and after the column gonna be the last widget, and before column we will have a container maybe.
Yeah, so we start with the stack, I would say, or that is the first.
Do you want to wrap the form or the column?
I would wrap the form because
okay, yeah.
we keep it as small as possible
Yeah.
from the sizes, right?
Okay.
So we have a stack here with children, where the first one is our form. I selected everything, add that, put it inside, and fair enough. So as you can see nothing. That should do it. And now you gave me the information that one is on the top of the other, right?
Yeah.
So what is always on top is always this.
The last one.
The last one. Okay, perfect. So we have the form. Do you want to come into the picture? I don't want to miss you out.
Fine.
Okay, so we have the form, and the other thing should be
before
now,
the form.
Before the form, right? The container should be underneath. So we have a container down here, and this container has a certain height. And how high is it? I think it was like 680 at the moment.
Is this probably the 80% or something? Should we depend it?
No, I wouldn't do that. You are absolutely right. I would do that from the screen
query?
size divided to something, right? So media query dot off context dot size dot height divided by 100 additional to 80%.
Okay. No, I want to just multiply 0.8.
Oh, yeah,
But
can do the same. I'm sorry. 0.8, right?
Yeah, for example.
Absolutely correct. So, and the other thing is the color.
Yeah.
And that is a color. What is the color? That would be white plus 80% of the transparency. And now I do a little trick because we have it white, right? And I want to add a transparency. And as you can see, here are multiple ways.
Yeah, so we can just write. We
could just use that, and that should do the trick.
Okay.
The only thing that I don't like with that is we can't make it the const.
Yeah.
So that is the problem here. Another thing would be if you just take any color, right? Then you can have also here with transparency behind, with opacity behind. Okay. Then you can take a value between 1 and 0.
Okay.
0 and 1, sorry. And then with that, you add the transparency to it.
Okay.
So it does exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
I will do that for now, just because I think at the moment we are fine with that. And what I also have to do is wrap that in an alignment again. Sorry, in an align widget. And the alignment here would be on the bottom, right?
Yeah.
So alignment dot bottom center.
Bottom right, I thought.
Oh, well, bottom right, exactly. So it doesn't reload. What is the problem?
I think we should also define the width of our container.
Okay.
And I think...
You mean this container, right? So you want to add also the width, which would be again media query size, but this time width. And this one should be like 0.6. No, that's too small. Maybe also 0.8, something like that.
Okay, and I think, Max, because our stack doesn't cover the whole screen, our container doesn't go completely to the right side down. So that means we should. But you know what I mean?
Yes, I think that is because of that. Hey, welcome back. That could be because of that save area thing. I think we don't need that actually.
Okay.
On the one hand, and the other thing is that should be wrapped in an expanded widget.
Okay.
So that we take the whole space that we can have in underneath the first part.
Perfect.
You can see it's getting pushed down now.
Yeah.
I think that is exactly what we want, right?
Great. And looks now good. Our container, I think, can you show us the design again?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So the
we
design
need some
looks
curves
like
on the edges.
Yes, but just on the top left one. Yeah. All others are sticking like that. And what I did to make it a bit easier for today, I just added one rounding to one side of it. But I had a very big one. I think 120. Then it looks roundish on one side and it's getting straight on the others. That looks good. So what we have to do is this container gets now what?
Decoration.
Correct. Decoration object. Box
That's
decoration. We all know that one. Could be a const, but we will do that later. And we have a border radius. And we will crash now. Do you know why?
Why should we crash?
There's a funky problem.
Yeah? Radius all or something like that? What radius all?
I don't think it's only, right? Because we want top left with is
radius or circular, yeah.
120, right?
Yeah. And you said it will crash now.
Yes, if I save now, it crashes.
Not bad, Max.
Why? Because we have the color inside of our container and not inside of. It's always a very fun question.
I didn't saw the color at all.
Yes. But cool. Now we have our stack and it looks pretty good. Now we just have to have an idea how we can align the different text areas and so on in a better way, right? Because I want to have something like this where we have just a small space between here and it should lie on top of that.
What is your problem? I don't understand.
Okay, we have the column down here, right? With the form. And the form, actually it should work like that. We don't have to do anything.
I think if we...
It's better than I expected.
Yeah.
Maybe one last thing that surrounding that container here, we should add the border.
And shadow maybe, or does it have a shadow?
Oh, it has a shadow actually, you are right. So on the top left it has a shadow. You see, I did that today and I'm still already again away from it.
As a driver, it's always a little bit harder.
Yes. But now we have the decoration, we add a border, box, is it box border?
Border, I thought it's border.
Border box? Or just
border?
Yeah, now comes with the color, with the width and so on. Okay, cool. So that is that. We need a width that would be...
4?
Not the color I'm searching, this one.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So that would be the color, which is color.0xff with this, and give it a const. And now we have already our border. One thing that I don't know if we can solve that yet is, we have border all. Let me try something. If I...
No, I think the only can also have border.
Because I want to remove the on the right and the bottom side, and I don't know if this is possible.
I think you can use the only.
I can use the only.
And you need, I think, here a list or something, no?
I'm not sure. I didn't... if we try something like that, we should remove that once more. Border. What do we have here? From border side. Or symmetric.
Or lerp? Was it lerp?
That's a good question. Lerp and merge. I think that is left. I don't know anymore how this works. But let's see if the border side can help us here. So border side dot can merge color style with. No, I think that is not the thing. Solid lerp, symmetric vertical, horizontal. Let us check. So we have here from border, a border from border side.
Okay, if you have just border, and after that, you have.
Where are you?
So you have a border here in the box decoration. You have border, and you just write border, and in border you can define the different side of your border.
Oh, is that way?
Yeah.
We just add a border like this.
And here you have a different.
That is cool. And then we have different border sides for each one. Oh, that is good. So we have a left border, right, which is a border side.
Yes.
With the color.
The color. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Just take this one. I think we can just.
The border all should be.
We can have that. We can remove this and this.
Yeah.
Are here. Okay, now we have the first border side. That's this.
And now we need on top.
We need also the top one. Exactly. Top.
Yes.
And that should be it. It seems like does it not work out of some reasons. I restart the app once more.
Does it have a color?
Which one?
A border?
Yes, look at that.
Oh yeah, okay.
We have created that.
Color, and we need the shadow.
Do we have to say something like .all at the end or something? No?
We have the color and we have the width.
Do we do something wrong? Let's try something and make that just colors.black, which is very harsh color, so we would see that immediately. The same thing for here.
And what is this one?
This is the border radius. This is just the,
okay.
the color of the container itself.
Yeah, you are right.
So.
What's going on?
But the border is correct, yeah.
Left and top.
What I want to do now
is green or something like that.
Yeah, but I think black is good enough.
Yeah, that's right.
But what I want to do now is just adding for each side one. So we have top, left, bottom, right. Oh, now it works. So if I add it for all 4 sides, it works. It doesn't work if I'm just removing 2 sides.
It doesn't make sense.
Not at all, but interesting. Maybe it has something to do with the border rounding. Let us take away the border radius for a second.
Or we found a new bug.
I think that it could be actually already a problem in that we have maybe to search for an issue here. Because if you have a border radius and you specify the different borders, it seems not to work. Okay, that's something.
Taha, are you still here? We have some work for you. Use border all, but the problem is that actually we want to have just the border on the top side and on the left side and not all around. This is because Hamish asks why don't we use the border all.
Maybe we can try to explain it once more by visualizing it. If I make this a bit bigger, you can see on the right side here we have this gray border, and on the bottom side we have it too. But if we take a look into our famous thing, you can see we have it here too, but I pushed it out of the view, right?
Yeah.
So we wouldn't see that. And now the question is, can we transform it maybe to push it also outside of the view? That we say, okay, we push it by 4 pixels to the right and 4 pixels to the bottom.
But actually I thought this is the purpose of having
but I'm pretty sure that this will work whenever we don't use a border radius, right? But now we have a border radius, we have to work with that for now. So how could we solve that issue? I think, can we not make a transform dot translate and then just say something like the offset?
Transform the container,
And then like -1. No, wrong direction.
Other side,
And now we make it with 4. Beautiful. I think that solved the issue, right?
Yeah.
Cool. So it's maybe too much that we are doing from time to time, but that is one of the reasons we're doing that, because if we are sticking with pixel perfect, right, and then we can show much more the nuances that you use in Flutter, where you work also on these problems, because sometimes you just say, it's good enough, especially if you are making a solo project or something, but we really try to go into the deep problems that are sometimes happens.
Yes.
But I think the transform translate works perfectly fine. And if you never have heard about transform translate, transform has the possibility to move and transform all the widgets. Works exactly the same like in CSS. And then you have the possibility, for example, with translate or with rotate. You have the possibility of scaling your container, and you will scale and transform all children of it too.
What I'm thinking now, if we could, instead of, for example, the align, if we could, for example, use the position, and in the position widget, and in the position widget, we specify, we give an exact number of the position. Do you know what I mean?
Try that. Okay.
Can you just wrap the align in a position?
Sure, I can try that.
You can also use with left and right arrow to move between different desktop.
Pardon? with
Left
control.
and right.
With control.
Okay.
Instead of using my
Yeah.
my thingy view, I can just do that. Cool. Thank you, Amish.
I don't know if it's possible, but I think it's gonna be
Okay.
but very hard coded. But at the other side, we
this is
did it
also hard
also what
coded
it
at the
is,
moment,
yeah.
so that is fine. If we know we are always on the bottom, and I think that's something that I would like to know. So let's try that. We surround our container with an position it widget. You said,
Yeah.
right? So now we have to specify exactly where we want to position that.
Yes.
So on the bottom we would have -4.
4, for example.
And on the right we would have -4
4.
either. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Is that? I would say this is better.
I would say it has less code, so
Exactly, it has less code, and also because the size is anyway calculated, we would push that always on the right position, right? It should work like that.
yeah.
All right, that is amazing. Good thinking.
Yeah.
Good thinking. I like that. Cool.
Perfect. And I think we missed still something from our design.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do we have some shadows? I think. Yeah.
Yeah, on that container we have some shadows. That's true, and we have just this shadow on the top, so it moves a bit to the top right, left, and we have a blur effect of 4.
So
that should be in the decoration here again, right?
Yes.
And we have that here with a shadow,
Box shadow.
with a list of shadows.
Yeah.
But I think we have just one. That is more than enough. And inside of that box shadow, we have a color that we have also here again, which is just black with 30%. So color, so X. What is 30%? I have no idea. Let's stick with that.
Hamish. What is the third person?
And I think we should also create for all these colors that we use, all the plays, that we specify them for, also put them all in the constant file.
As a theme, you mean? In our theme?
Maybe as a theme, but these parts are more like shadows and everything, so we could just put them in our constant file.
Yeah.
That they are like collected here.
Yes.
And give them some
4C. Thank you very much.
Perfect. Make it better. Okay, and the box shadow awaits also a blur radius, which is 4.0 in our case, and an offset. And the offset defines in which direction it gets moved, right? So in our case, it is -1 and -1. That means it's going to the left and to the top.
Yeah, okay.
At least I think. Yeah, here we go.
Do we have now?
Yeah, I remove it once more and you take a look, okay?
Yeah.
So let me take that. Zack, I save it.
Okay, yeah. Perfect.
It's interesting that the background gets a bit blurry. Do you see that?
Yeah.
So even the background is changing its behavior slightly from that.
Yeah.
I think that's all right.
Yeah, it's
I think
perfect.
this is how Flutter is working. But I would say we have now at least that alignment here. That's pretty good. Can we have that whole box shadow?
The color is transparent.
The color is transparent. So you would do something like that, then we don't have... Okay.
Translucent?
Yes,
not
exactly.
Transparent. Okay.
So that means that it's visible still, you know?
Yeah.
That's the problem. Okay.
Perfect.
We have now, what I want to do as a last action of our
Today's
our
streaming?
business, yes, because we are going pretty fast to the last seconds and I want to at least clean up that a bit. So that is our box shadow that we will use now in the future more often.
There's unfortunately no solution for this, just have to leave it.
I think that is a problem that we have at the moment, but I'm pretty sure that the Flutter team is working on something like that. Or do you know something about it? I would say they will find a solution for that. But at the moment, I think they just put a container on the bottom of it. And that's why it's getting darker on the whole screen. You know, it's not really a border or a shadow at the end. It is really a box underneath that has the color. And that is the problem at the moment. So we hope that the Flutter team will have their solution in the future. So also for these colors, for the border all, we create also a K thing. What is that color? That is the border color, right? So border color. And constant.
We will have in future we'll have other borders, right?
That could be, but I would.
So we'll have a text. Oh, okay. So
I would
text
take
field, yeah.
exactly. When we have the problem, then we would start by solving the problem. These -4, they are necessary because they clean up the border. And now on top of here we have the decoration image. I'm not sure if this is working. Oh, it's working. So we could also have that box decoration here. And because it is very specified to this screen, because the asset image is here inside, I would keep it inside of this screen. So we would add this here. And what I will do is I take it out of the build function, bring it on the top of the file, and have it here. Because it is very specific just for this screen, right? And it is the background, more or less. So.
And if you take it out from the build function, it will improve the performance, or?
Not necessarily, because the constant is anyway evaluated at the beginning.
Yeah.
But the benefit is now, if I'm searching for certain constants inside of a widget or inside of a place, I would not have to scroll and search the build function. I know it is on the top, and I can just reuse that there. It's just a personal preference. We could have a poll about it, but I think some people would agree with me with that. So, K background or add recipe background. We know we are already in the add recipe screen.
Yes.
So add recipe is not a good name.
No,
so
not really.
just background.
Okay.
Something like this. Okay, BG. Yeah, no background.
No, background is better.
So cool. And with that, the box decoration is here. We should be clean now at the moment.
2 hours completed. Yes.
Yes. Did I miss something? Do we have maybe more constants that I should get rid of? Or do you think we are clean now? So yeah, Dimitro, thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you. And I think it's now good enough.
Yeah, I think we will also wrap up now.
Something is red.
Yes, I forgot this one.
Okay, perfect.
So now I just add a comment and add recipe screen 50%, I would say.
Next live gonna be next week on Wednesday again.
Yes.
At 3:00 Berlin time.
Where we work together,
yeah.
right? You mean my next live stream will be on Saturday, most likely. I'm as I said, I will always do that Saturday afternoon live stream that I want to do, and yeah, at the moment it works very well, and I think we keep that. I don't know, maybe I make some sessions in between, but this will be a spontaneous, very flexible live stream. So
but
I think it will be on Saturday.
Yeah, if you have any suggestion how we can improve ourselves or how we can improve our Add Recipe app, please let us know. It
was fantastic to work with you guys together today. It was amazing. It made a lot of fun with the poll. We tried a bit around Streamlabs. We implemented our Add Recipe screen. We have now a custom app bar for us that works very well. We have it in a sliver bar. So there's so much stuff that we learned today, that we improved, that we showed to us.
That we built together.
That we built together.
Yes.
And I'm really looking forward to the next time. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Until next Wednesday. See you guys.
See ya.